Hello, right, this will be my final one for today to sum up on the Tommy Robinson demonstration. And what a brilliant turnout. It was really good. It didn't seem very much at the beginning. I think that's because a lot of the boys were in the pub down the road and they all rocked up last minute. Um, Luke Nash Jones was really good. He was really fired up. He's a slightly unusual guy, but I think he's great. And it was everything we needed to be, and I think that was probably it made me feel better. It like get that out of my system. A lot of noise. Hang on, bear with me. I'm enjoying this. A lot of noise. Big sing song. If Theresa May was there, she would have heard that. And anyway, so that was it. You've seen some of the footage if you've seen it. You know that I put up there, so it's all pretty much there, self-explanatory. I just want to reflect on. I was looking through some of the comments when I was on my way back on the train, and a lot of people, because I was sort of saying, this is when I pulled back a bit because the guys were climbing on the railings, and there are armed policemen there down the street. You don't. That's where it got a bit silly, And for me, I want this to be done peacefully as possible. I do agree that if, if the general public moved up in numbers and started being violent, it would get things done because that's how the Islamists have achieved it. The classic example with the attacking a policeman and then taking 200 from your congregation to the police to say, if you don't release him, we're going to burn the town down. So yes, I agree that violence would be very quick and effective. Can we please try to do it peacefully first? In order to do that, especially those that don't want the violence to happen, get off your ass and get to the marches. This is marching season. If you can make it again to London tomorrow, Hyde Park, there's one. I won't be going. I'm done, and I promised my missus that I'll devote my day to her and turn my phone off. On Monday, there's another one. I was chatting to a guy that's going to be speaking there, and that's in order of the three lads. But it's all the same thing, the three lads that were mowed down and they've called it drunk driving or something pathetic like that when everybody knows it was another jihadi attack. So there's two more marches in London in the next 2 days. Next weekend there's Manchester. I haven't got a full itinerary, but there are marches all the time, and they can be big, they can be small. Today's was pretty big. I don't know how many were there, maybe a couple of thousand. It's difficult to tell. I'm not very good at estimating it. So marches, go on marches, write letters, and it doesn't have to be physically writing a letter by hand. You can just go online. Who's your MP? Right, you just Google it. So where you live, who's your MP? You find out, get their name, and then put another Google search. How do I contact them? And there'll be, I'm sure, there's a form to fill in, and you can write to them. And don't think it's wasted because they have to respond to them. You may not get a response directly from the MP. You might get from an assistant or something, but it's logged and it's there, and you can't get in trouble for it. And you have to just be a bit brave at people, okay? So marches, letter writing, sharing this stuff on social media. It's weird, on Facebook, there's probably a lot of you do respond to stuff on Facebook, and you'll probably find there's just a couple of the usual suspects that chip in. But just keep doing it, and if people unfriend you, so be it. But just keep doing it. That will help, definitely, because the more it happens, I noticed it this morning, there was a lot of free Tommies hashtags going on, and those are people that I haven't heard chip up on this subject before. People are talking about it, especially you'll find that the Eastern Europeans will talk about it a lot more. They are woke. They've been here, they've been in that situation, and they don't want to go back. They've been behind the Iron Curtain. Join immediately either UKIP or For Britain, or for both. Support both parties. I wish they would unify somehow, but I don't think it's going to happen. You're going to have to sort of choose which one you want to vote for, but join both parties or one. Support them. A couple of pounds a month. Go to meetings, talk to people, network. This is what we all need to start doing now. You and you and you do it, and vote for them. Don't never vote Conservative, Labour, or Lib Dem ever again. Just don't do it. Ignore that it's a wasted vote. Rubbish. How can it be? Enough people do it, there'll be seats. and even if they don't get in party, they'll be in the parliament. Can you imagine Anne-Marie Waters or Gerard Batten? And he was there today. Well done, Gerard Batten. It was nice of him to turn up. Actually, can you imagine them in Prime Minister's Question Time, giving it to them? You know, they don't have to. They don't have to win the election to have an effect. But obviously, enough people just decide they've had enough and vote for them, they will be in. And then you see sweeping changes, and that avoids the violence, which is coming. You know, a civil war will come. And so people were saying, I think people were sort of suggesting I'm a bit of a coward and stuff. Yeah, I am. I don't want to fight, but just that, you know, obviously I will defend myself. And if this ever does resort to a civil war, then yes, of course. But at the very, very last, the last desperate measures, let's get there. Let's get this country back on track so we can be proud of it, and let's do it peacefully. And that's this one over. And again, thank you to everyone that's subscribed to me and is still subscribing. I'm a bit blown away and a bit freaked out by it, actually. It's gone a bit viral, this channel, and thank you very much. I hope you don't expect all my videos to be at marches singing Tommy Robinson stuff. Some of them are, you know, back to the normal bitching about the NHS or something. But, you know, thank you for joining up, and see you again soon. Thumbs up, subscribe. Bye.